Welcome back. In the last few modules, we got Coral Cloud Guest Concierge talking, tuned its pronunciation, and give it a real action to work with. Now we are going to build the front door, the routing logic that decides the agent hears about is a guest interaction before any human does. This is module 9 and it's less flashy than voice tuning, but it's the plumbing that makes agent first actually true instead of just a nice idea. Let's start with the why. Every guest who calls or message Coral Cloud should hit the concierge agent first, not a hold queue, not a human who has to triage. That means instant answers around the clock, and it means your human team in guest relationship desk only sees the interaction that genuinely needs a person. That's the whole point of trying we are about to configure. So, quick recap before we touch any new settings. The agent, the topic, the custom action wired to a floor, the voice tuning, all of that already exists from module 3 through module 8. We are not rebuilding any of it here. This module is purely about the traffic system around the agent, how work finds it, and where work goes if the agent can't finish the job. Omni-channel has four moving parts you need to know by name: the service channel, the routing configuration, the omni-channel flow, and the queue. In the demo org, the live pieces are easy to spot: the phone service channel, the default routing configuration, agent for contact center routing config, and the guest relationship desk queue. That routing config is already set to most available with priority 1 and the attribute based routing turned on, which is what makes the human fallback path behave correctly once the agent escalates. Now let's work on the configuration. So if I go in the setup, if you go to setup and search for Omni, first ensure that this is marked as true. Omni channel is marked as true. So this is what we just cross check, and also check for the routing. So if I go back and look into the routing configuration, I've got this particular routing configuration, default routing configuration. The priority is set as 1. Routing model is most available, and it is related to the queue guest relations desk. We'll look into this also later on. So just to reiterate so far, with respect to routing configuration, we are using this particular routing. And then we have also created a queue by name guest relation desk. In this particular queue, we are saying we are going to support object like voice call and contact request. And these two are the users who belong to this particular queue, Stephen and Tim. Let's go back to presentation. Then we have something called as service channel also. So we have got service channel phone. Where we says accepts. Let's go back to service channel. So we have a service channel by phone with name as SMTC phone. Now let's look into the present status. First, if I go back, let's look into one of these phone available. Let's refresh it again. So we have got a status by name phone available. It is for this particular channel phone. Now just remember that presence and status capacity apply to the human agents, not to the concierge agent itself. The agent doesn't clock in or run out of capacity the way a person does. So these are the other statuses: chat available, busy lunch, and busy training. So we have to make sure that these, if I just open any one of those statuses, suppose busy lunch over here, this is another one. The omni-channel flow is where the actual decision gets made. It's a standard flow activated as org omni-channel flow for the channel, and its very first step checks whether the agent should take the interaction. Only what the agent can't resolve or what trips the escalation trigger will build in the module 10. Here's the whole path laid out simply. A guest calls in. The omni-channel flow hands it to the Coral Cloud Guest Concierge, and from there it's both resolved and done, or escalated and transferred to the guest relationship desk. Keep this picture in your head, and it's the backbone of the next two modules too. So now let's look into the queue part. Let's go back and look into the queue. This is the queue that we have guest relationship desk. This queue is using the default routing configuration, and any record belonging to these two objects will fall into this particular queue. And these two users will be able to see the records because they belong as a member to that particular queue. This is what it's all about. Now let's check the skills. In this org, the three life skills are refunds, VIP guest handling, and excursion disputes. And they are assigned to both Stephen and Tim. So if I go back, say skills. So over here, let's look into any one of the, for example, excursion disputes. Now this particular skill is assigned to these two users. Similarly, we have got other skills also. So we have to confirm that these two users, Stephen and Tim, have got the skills assigned. Because the routing configuration is attribute based, those human skills assignments are part that matters for escalated growth. After that, we have to make sure that the human agent are added. So these two agents are added to the skills as now. So now, whenever these agents log in and then they set the status to phone available, then any new thing which comes in will first go to the concierge agent. If it cannot get solved, then it will come to these people. So to recap, agent first routing means the concierge agent is a default responder. The omni-channel flow makes that decision, not the queue, and none of this queue configuration require extra agent force licensing. It's Service Cloud you already have. Next module, we get specific about exactly when the agent has to step aside. I'll see you there.